Hi Akansha and Mayank. Welcome to Insights Felicitation Function.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for accepting invitation to be part of this conversation. So how
Thank you
was
so
your
much.
flight? How does it feel to come to Bangalore?
No, Bangalore has always been a lovely place. It's very good.
Yeah, earlier you were telling me you have been to Bangalore.
Yes, yes. I used to work in Bangalore itself. Bangalore and Mumbai, I used to switch. I've been here for almost 1.5 years. So it's a lovely city, lovely weather.
So what about you? First time visit to Bangalore?
Yeah, first time visit from north to south.
Oh,
And
good.
I
Where did
like
you
this
fly
place.
from?
Delhi.
Delhi. Okay, great. So you said you were there 1.5 years in Bangalore.
Yes,
Did
yes.
you pick up some Kannada?
Oh yeah, I learned that if you have to take an auto rickshaw,
Hmm.
say something tutti frutti Kannada and add the word Madi into the end, it generally works.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So how does it feel to be a topper now? So
So it feels good, and I'm like, first of all, it feels like that I'm very grateful to be here because I believe that when you're into the list, there's a very slight difference between the ones who made to the list and between the one who do not.
correct.
So I think first of all, we should be very grateful, and it really feels very blessed and great to be.
So
For me, the feeling is still settling in. I'm
mhm.
trying to process it. The- Overall, I'm happy. I am happy with the win.
Mhm.
So it's all going well.
So people around you celebrate, like when you succeed, and you would have definitely seen this phase, before becoming successful, and now after becoming successful. How does it feel? How do you analyze, from your perspective? How do you see this, trend where your relatives, your friends, and maybe your detractors also in some cases they start celebrating? Hmm?
Yes, sir, there is a difference. Like you see difference in their behavior and they seek you, they approach to you, which they were not doing for the past some years. But sir, I think that it is fine. Like it's normal and it's in human nature, and we should just accept it with utmost dignity. And that is the thing which we
Very
should
good.
do.
I think the whole family prepares with you when you're preparing for this specific examination. And when you clear, the whole family clears the examination as well. So for some, the feeling is quite genuine. For some, there might be a factor of envy or jealousy. But overall, I think uh, it's good and it works for you if you remain grounded and show the gratitude because it's a happy moment and others should share the happiness as well.
No, that's a good line you said. The whole family prepares together,
True.
Yes.
right? So that means you had your family support throughout your journey.
Yes. I resigned from my job when pandemic struck.
Mhm.
I went back to my home and
They supported your decision.
yes. It was a strategic decision. I knew that with the job, this process won't. It will get into an endless cycle, and I
Mhm.
wanted it to end as soon as possible. So my family has been very much supportive. The dinner conversations with all four of us, my younger brother, my mother, and my father.
Mhm.
So it has allowed me to gain some clarity of mind, some clarity of thought, some critical analysis of points as well. That has helped, and there is nothing in this world that can match mother's own food. So so that I was very fortunate that way.
Okay. So what about you? Like your college days, and from where did you graduate? Was this dream of getting into civil service? Was it a childhood dream or something that came later?
Sir, I'm from Delhi
Hmm.
and my home state is also Delhi. So I graduated from Delhi University and mostly my education has been in Delhi only.
Hmm.
And if I talk about my dream to be in civil services, it was majorly because like my Mosaji is in services.
Hmm.
He's in he's a state PCS so officer in UP.
Hmm.
So he has always been my inspiration, and he was the only reason who made me feel that yes, being a civil servant is a kind of job which I think is made for me, and
Hmm.
I'll be apt for it.
So how does one's academic background or the experiences you go through during your college days, do you think they have any kind of bearing on how you prepare and succeed in this examination? What do you think?
Especially in graduation,
Hmm.
if you are from a good college where the ambience and the exposure is good, It helps you, especially in personality test, because it is a test which tests your whole personality, and that is driven by a lot of factors, in which graduation plays a big role. But at the same time, I think that it does not matter from which college you are from. If you are able to develop that personality by your own, and you can work on your own lacunas, so I think it is more or less upon you that how you prepare and how much you work upon yourself.
Hmm.
I agree with her, but I'm from engineering background,
Hmm.
and we have this famous saying that engineering teaches you to be everything other than being an engineer.
Hmm.
So the whole environment which engineering and the other scientific backgrounds, especially the medical sciences as well, they provide is all of the pressure that we have to handle. Sometimes we buy books just one day before the exam, and this exam is something which tests your personality, pushes you to your limits, and then throws you at very unprecedented situations.
Hmm.
So I think that pressure handling, that re-strategizing according to the situations, according to the questions presented, that I think has helped me. My college has helped me, and now I realize in my university, the final exams are based on the pattern of how we give our mains exam. So
Hmm.
9 to 12 one paper, and then 2 to 5. So earlier we used to curse our the whole system that who does like that,
Hmm.
6 papers in 3 days. But when I started writing memes, then I realized, oh, that is something that I've already went through, and this is something. So my stamina is already tested somehow.
Hmm.
So the whole environment, which are all universities, our friends, everybody provides, I think that has a very large bearing on the paper.
So earlier you said that even if they're not from good colleges, they have to develop their personality.
Yes.
How does one develop it, like in your opinion, like especially during the civil service preparation? What people do is that they may join coaching, and they are hooked to their books and confined to their rooms. What is your solution?
So I think that developing your personality is not a 1 year or 2 year thing.
Hmm.
It is something which we do since our childhood. So it matters a lot. But yes, if we give time, like I think reading books is a very good thing to develop your personality. Or we should not just indulge ourselves in studies only. While preparing, also we should focus on whatever is happening around us. We should go for the movies. We should talk to people as much as we can.
Hmm.
In Delhi, especially, there are a lot of sessions which happen. There are a lot of seminars. I think we should attend them, meet as many people as we can. So just get a good exposure.
Like,
Like
were you able to do all of this?
in Delhi University, I think Delhi University is great for the exposure. And my college taught me a lot of things. There are a lot of
Hmm.
opportunities, a lot of events.
Sorry,
In
which
which
college?
Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies. It
Good.
is a college
Hmm.
of business. So I think my college has a great role in my preparation.
Hmm. So you were able to attend in all these events and
Yeah, I was also in the organizing team. You get to learn a lot of things, especially
leadership.
the leadership skills.
Hmm.
Yes.
So you might have gone through this year question papers.
Yes.
Prelims
Yeah.
question paper.
Yes.
So you also wrote, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So and you have cleared it.
Yes, yes.
Okay. How does it feel? Now, nowadays we are congratulating people those who are clearing prelims as well. So how does
Um,
it feel? I mean, what do you think? What is your honest opinion about the nature of prelims that is we are witnessing nowadays?
Sir, I think we all have an understanding somewhere in the back of our mind that this exam is not an exam of selection, but an exam of elimination. So at every stages, if even if we make smaller mistakes here and there, we are eliminated, and we need to ensure that that our whole preparation strategy is based, and it is in line with what UPSC has said on the syllabus. So I think the paper per se, the nature of questions in general studies paper was generally easy, but the option setting was very much difficult. This is
Mhm.
something which people could not estimate. But anyway, unpredictability is the only predictability in this examination.
Hmm.
And coming to the CSAT paper, I also faced a lot of difficulties, but I think if people are good even in one area in the whole CSAT subject, let's say English,
Hmm.
or a bit fairer in the maths, then I think they could have sailed through. However, having said that, I do have this opinion that it was a very difficult paper. Uh, probably not as balanced as the previous ones.
So why do you think the papers are set like that? You were in the thick of the things, preparing for the examination. So what is your perspective? Like, what is your opinion? Why do you think the papers are of this nature?
So I think this exam is not just about your knowledge,
Hmm.
and it is checked from prelims stage as well. Because when there will be unpredictability, and they will check that how do you react to such questions which are like you did not predict it. When things become predictable, it is not able to check your action when things like this happen. Because in service also we will be facing like such issues every day, and where risk will be there and there will be no predictability. So I think it is checking that also, and at the end of the day, it is a competition, and some people will clear. So I think it matters a lot that you just keep your calm at the time of exam.
What do you think?
I don't have anything to add. She has explained it very beautifully.
Okay, so what are the challenges that you are facing now, after becoming topper in day-to-day interactions, day-to-day, mm, life? Are you facing any challenges nowadays? So the context here is that some people might face the challenge of, how to stay grounded when there is so much attention.
First of all, I think we need to understand that this is not a pedestal that we have been put into. This is just a opportunity to take further steps in your life so that you can do something for your own country. There was a
Hmm.
very beautiful explanation by an IS officer, a senior IS officer. He says that you do not have the power, the chair has the power. And when you sit on that chair, then you can utilize that power to do good for the people. So it is quite human, I would say, for people to aggrandize themselves. But at the same point of time, I think we should understand that 1 hour before the result was declared, who we were, what our mindset was, and 1 hour after, it should not change that much. It shows that somewhere our internal clock or internal compass is very much
But it
flickering.
changes, right? In
It
some
does,
cases.
it does, it does.
So it does, but I think because it has been just a month since the
Hmm.
result, so we are just enjoying it, and we are still those
Now, what
people.
you said is very important. I hadn't thought in that direction. Imagine yourself looking at the list. You're given interview, and you're not a topper. You
Yes,
are expecting to be a topper, or maybe there is some
Yes.
kind of fear.
yes,
And then you said that after the result, the triumph and ecstasy, all this
yes, yes.
starts. So, but how do we remain like that? Just before the result, how do we remain? Like, what do you think? How one can remain like that?
As per me, if you want to remain grounded, you should realize this thing that life is long, and not, first of all, time changes,
Hmm.
right? And one
Things
thing,
are not temporary.
things
Sorry,
this is
permanent.
very temporary, and
Yes,
whatever you achieve, it is going to make you happy for some time only, and you will have new goals then. So I think just be grounded, be kind is the thing which we should always follow, and that is the only sense of achievement which we should always strive for. It is clearing this exam is just a way to get that opportunity where we can do it. That
Hmm.
is it.
I think after clearing and getting into the list, once the all of the feelings settle in, I think somewhere we realize that this is not an achievement, but rather an opportunity that we are given to serve the last standing person in the line,
Hmm.
the feeling of Antyodaya, or to serve the country in any and every way possible. So once we get that feeling, we understand that yes, we might be a person who has achieved something externally, looked at from an external perspective, but there are at least 1,000 people like uh, the single person in the whole list, and then there are so many bureaucrats as well who have been doing very well, who
Mhm.
have set examples, who have set the bar so high that we need to outperform ourselves and them to reach that bar and then exceed it. So I think the feeling of humility is very much important. The feeling of realization is also very much important. That
Mhm.
serving the people is the ultimate goal. And once I think that once we keep that as our north star, I think that I
Mhm.
think we can stray away from such feelings.
Correct. So you talked about sometimes we start having new goals after achieving
Yes.
certain goal. Do you have any new goal? You have
Yes.
thought about it. Yes.
If I talk about myself, right now my first goal is that I have to improve my rank, and second is that I have to develop my personality. I have to develop as a
You're
person.
already good. Like, what else you want to develop?
As a person, I think
Yeah.
every day I am getting to learn a lot of things. I'm meeting a lot of people, and I
Hmm.
like something or the other in a person, and I try to like observe it and do it
Hmm.
with my own life. So one thing is that, and that is like your goals change every day,
Hmm.
and you will always be having, like, if you become IS, then you will be having this thing that you should get your own cadre. So a lot of things are there. So goals
Correct.
change, very relative.
What about you? Do you have any goals?
For me, personality development is a very good goal that I have kept. I have to become, my short term goals are to become the topper of my batch
Hmm.
in training, then start serving as nicely and as amazingly as possible to my capabilities, increase them. I also have a backlog of books that I
Oh.
need to read. Top two among them must be Methods in Madness by
Hmm.
Mr. Parmeshwaran Iyer and The India Way by
Hmm.
Dr. S.
S.
J. Shankar.
Jaishankar.
These two books I have to read as soon as possible, and then probably improve my rank as well. That is the
Hmm.
most short term goal, the first goal that I have to achieve right now.
Hmm. And see, because you mentioned these books, you are going to be part of that India, which is very assertive nowadays, and would be superpower in few 1 or 2 decades maybe. And how does it feel? You're going to be part of it.
Yeah.
You are going to contribute
Yes.
for it directly.
It feels like a responsibility. Uh, my father was telling me that your 25 years and then country's 100 years of independence
Hmm.
will 25 years of
Yeah.
career will fall in the same year, and then that will be the time. So you have to work to the best of your capabilities for the next 25 years. People generally just assume that India will be a superpower, but we need to understand that there needs to be a lot of work that needs to be done to in order to achieve that. And as excited as I am to work in order to achieve that goal, I also understand that I need to develop my capabilities in order
Hmm.
to allow myself to contribute to achieve that goal.
So you got 190 in the interview, which is a good score.
Yes.
How did that happen?
I thought I should have gotten more. Generally,
That is very good. That's a good thinking actually.
I think 190 numbers is justified considering the way my interview went. Generally, I do have a idea that my interview would be a bit of above average difficulty owing to the whole
Hmm.
background that I have. And
Hmm.
then I get excited when the difficult questions are put into.
Hmm.
So, but I expect the questions to get more and more difficult so that I can pull the marks, so that I can just show that I am ready to face that much pressure in such situation. The questions were asked were very relevant, very good. They ranged from money laundering to corporate
Hmm.
ethics to hate speech in the society, how one is going to take care of such situations, being put in the situation of a DM or a
Hmm.
chief secretary of the state, then about the taxation structure, the indirect taxation structure, especially in the automobile sector, given my background,
Hmm.
and then whole of this corporate government partnership issues, the issues that might crop up. So I think these were the major highlights of my interview, and I certainly wanted it to be much more difficult, or to be very honest,
Hmm.
so that I could pull more marks. But I'm happy that whatever situation I was given, I could mildly justify it.
How was your experience?
My experience with my interview was very good.
Hmm.
I was the first one to go for the day,
Hmm.
and my interview was like I was having interaction with some with senior intellectuals and
Hmm.
officers. It went so smooth that I knew that I did good, and my experience was very good. And I think because my background is very varied.
Hmm.
I did my graduation in computer science, then I did
Okay.
MA in public administration, and then I did law. So,
Okay.
and my option was public administration. So, a lot of questions, the scope was very high. So, my interview was very
How much did you score?
187.
That's good score, very good. So, and both of your public administration as your
Yes.
optional,
Yes.
it is considered as risky optional nowadays. Did you know that when you went for this optional, and how did you prepare?
I didn't know that this option is risky at the time when I chose it. In fact, people were saying that it's a scoring subject. But right now, yes, it has become a little bit risky subject. But I think that it does not matter that which optional you opt for. It is all about your preparation, and I really believe that. I'm not just saying that just for the sake of saying it. You just go by the previous year question papers and you just follow the trend and you just work hard in that subject. You'll be able to score good marks.
So how do you differentiate yourself, in your optional answers? From where do you bring certain value addition?
I try to enlist the sources that I'm going to add to my answers, and then I try to stick to them. So I have 3 or 4 major sources. First is second ARC, which I think is a must in this. Then we have certain committees as well. Then what I used to do was I used to search for examples, the real life examples of bureaucrats, for police officers, for IAS officers, forest services officers, revenue services officers who have done exceptionally well. And in stressing situations as well, because they form a very good source to put into the answers, and certain international examples is this as well. Once these were taken care of, then I used to refine my answer writing and check which situation, which answer, which example could I give in such situation, which diagram I could make, which theories I could link between paper 1, paper 2. So this was my major strategy for the value addition.
No, there is vast information, so available for everyone. So many websites, institutions, materials, everything. So how did you, selectively prepare like GS and everything? Did you refer to insights by any chance?
Yes, insights has been a very big part of my journey, especially the prelims and the mains part, wherein it provided me a very relevant source of questions, both concerning the current affairs and the static part, and then the mains program as well, the answer writing program. I think peer review is something which is not present in most of the cases, but this is something that Insights provides.
Correct.
So I think this,
especially for working professionals, I think it helps.
yes. So it provides a very good insight, a very good critical analysis of the answers. In general, I kept away from social media. I draw a very clear, bold line between my personal life and my study life. So I kept YouTube and other things for entertainment purposes only, and I kept the other websites such as Insights only for the study purposes. Yes, there were some cases here and there where I needed to understand something from YouTube, just type it 5-minute video and just take it off. But otherwise, I allowed the YouTube entertainment algorithm to play its part and keep me entertained.
Good. What about you? How did you use internet in general?
I think a lot has been covered by him, but yes, if I talk about insights, then online sources and especially its website has been a great help for me, and I have utilized it to the greatest extent as possible.
Okay.
And there's also the interview guidance program I gave mock to you.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And I think it helped me a lot, and I worked on my so yeah, insights has been great help.
So how did you bring the discipline in your preparation? Like, so I see nowadays, even aspirants are so participative, so vocal on, social media.
Yes.
Forget about the toppers, even the aspirants actually. So they waste lots of time. So how did you maintain the discipline?
I was very sure. Being from corporate background, I do have some insights into how social media marketing or everything works. So I do know that me commenting in some post or some video is not going to make any certain change. The only change I could make was within myself, and whatever I could do was keep my head down and study. I had a policy just after corporate because my life was very much outgoing. It was very much fun, and suddenly I have to sit for 14 hours, let's say, to study. So, and this was the first time I was sitting at a studying table to study for the whole my GE preparation, whole engineering, whole 10th class. I studied by sitting at my bed. So I took a printout of a line that head down, hands down, please study. So depending on the process where we are in the examination, we have to study between 10 to 14 hours. This is the average that we have to give. Now, if we deduct these hours from 24 hours, we have 10 to 14 hours still. So in those hours, I kept my head up, I kept my hands up, and I had fun. So, like I said, I drew a very bold line between my personal life and my studies. So I was very much able to maintain a balance. It was never, I never got the feeling that something is going over the board or I'm not able to do it, time management issues. Yes, it is a part and parcel, but more or less it was under control.
Okay. So thank you so much for again coming here and sharing your experiences. It was really great having this conversation with you, and looking forward to your participation tomorrow in felicitation. And we're expecting around 120 toppers to gather here. They say it is kind of a mini labasna here, and yeah, so
Yes.
people gel together. I hope you will have a great time.
Thank you for
And
having us.
Honorable Chief Minister is also coming, and I'm sure he will deliver a great speech and great words of wisdom for you.
Right.
I hope you enjoy your stay in Bangalore and explore Bangalore as well.
Thank you for having us,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.